Marty Bournstein reminds us that yesterday was a very special recognition day, and Marty is with us on the Morning Scramble to talk to us through the pages of his book, Two Among the Righteous Few. Yesterday was officially International Holocaust Remembrance Day, but some not only don't remember, but they deny that it even existed. And I'm totally and completely in the dark as to how it is that people can deny the realities of history.
I wouldn't be the one to explain it either. I'm totally in the dark on that. I think it's a sad commentary, and it's usually the sign of there's still hate that's underneath all this, that let's deny something that happened because we don't want to pay attention. Jews were part of this tragedy. We don't want to deal with that. If we were to guess the motivations behind that, but certainly the history is there.
It's not just the leadership of Iran. There are people who, for some reason or other, consider the Holocaust to be some kind of conspiracy.
Oh, absolutely. And it's what led to the state of Israel. We could talk all day about their propaganda, which is very sad. It's not the history. It's not the reality. And hopefully from this we learn the lessons. Like you mentioned, yesterday's International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We learn the lessons from this, both the good and the bad. Luckily, I represent the good side of the lessons.
Well, at least two representatives of the good side, right. Two among the righteous few. What two?
This is a true story of a Catholic couple in the Netherlands during the war, when they're under occupation of Nazi Germany, who, despite the climate of hate and indifference, when most people don't want to get involved, they will get involved and help save the lives of over 24 Jews from certain death. And they get this heroic recognition years later of righteous among the nations. And this is also a story I have a very meaningful personal connection to as well.
Well, yes, why don't you pursue that, because it really does sound like a movie plot that people would say, come on, that would never happen.
Well, and actually we hear that from audiences. I've been on a journey sharing this story, and often at the end of my talks, and I have a few coming up here in the Phoenix area still, often it's what we save at the end. So you're asking me to reveal the secrets here, but I'll give you a little insight to it. Is among the 24 or so people that Franz and Mien Weinacher, this is the couple who will save, will be a young married couple who happens to be pregnant when they take them in. They'll perform a miracle and get that baby born. I kissed that baby goodbye this morning when I came into the studio.
Yeah, well, and I don't think you gave away the entire story. So there's every reason in the world for you to make plans to visit with Marty upcoming at?
I will be this Wednesday, January 30th, at Temple Chi here in Phoenix.
Day after tomorrow. Where is that?
That's at 4645 East Maryland Road. And then on February 10th, Sunday, at 12:30, I'm at the Interfaith Unity Church in Mesa, 1230, 148 North Center Street. And then my last talk here while I'm visiting in the Phoenix area is at the Scottsdale Civic Center Library, Tuesday evening, February 12th at 6:30.
Look, Marty, we have the most intelligent television viewing crowd in the history of the medium, but that's also a lot of information for them to be able to absorb. Is there some way they can kind of condense it and write it down?
Yes, and they can go to my website where these events are listed, and the papers are listing also the events coming up. The Arizona Republic had the January 30th, and they'll have that coming up next
If
Sunday.
only we had that website. Oh, you mean MartyBrownstein.com?
Marty A. Brownstein. .com.
Is that what it is, though, Marty
A. Brownstein?
Okay, all right. We want to make sure
OU for the Brown part versus
that
OW.
they are not rejected by the forces of evil in the computer. We hear about Anne Frank, and we know about Schindler's List,
yes,
and those highly publicized stories. But have you come to some kind of a conclusion, Marty? What motivated some of these people, some of them Jews, some of them Christians, and some of them not even religiously affiliated?
And I'll actually focus in on, to your question, on those who've gotten that heroic designation of righteous among the nations, which were all non-Jews. That's through Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Memorial Museum in Israel. And there's been studies done on these people. Not a lot of them, of course, got this special recognition. Franz and Mien, like Oskar Schindler, have. Here are a few of the common qualities. One, empathy. They could understand what's happening for people. Two, this is one I wish I could sprinkle on people here today in 2013. They could care beyond themselves. Three is there was a certain sense of control and boldness to act when it was desperately needed. And certainly a fourth thing was the ability to help and be hospitable when people definitely needed that.
I read about I think she was a Polish woman, who smuggled infants out of the focal area of danger in suitcases and bags and got them to safety. And enormous numbers of people.
Irina Sendler.
And I must tell you that I think I represent a lot of people who say, could I have done it? Could I have been one of those people so extraordinarily courageous that in the face of Nazism,
yes,
that I could do that? I visited Yad Vashem when I was touring Israel. It was maybe the single most moving experience of my life. Would you tell folks who have not been to Israel what they might expect the next trip they make?
If they go to that museum, and I'd highly encourage it, and it's expanded greatly over the years, it's educational. You can learn the whole history of the Holocaust and all that went with it. It's also, as you said, very moving. One of the most interesting things, I was there just a little over 2 years ago, my last trip, I've been there twice, is the number of people there. Daily, they get people from all over the world there who come to visit. So I think you get great lessons when you go there, and I always encourage people, go out in the grounds, because that's what they refer to as the Avenue of the Righteous, where you're going to see the plaques and trees planted to people like Oskar Schindler, Franz and Mien Weinacher, who were the real heroes of the Holocaust.
And one of the floors, 6 million tiles at Yad Vashem. Where do we get the book?
This book is available on Amazon.com, some bookstores, and through my publisher, TatePublishing.com.
Two among the righteous few, Marty Bournstein, Brounstin, and this, excuse me, it says E-I-N, right? I want to make sure they didn't misspell your name here.
Correct.
This is the morning, Scramble. Yes.